I'm 89 years old. My children live across the country. My brother passed last spring. The colleagues I once competed against are all gone now. And somewhere along the way, I stopped caring whether anyone approved of my choices. I'm sitting in the final chapter, and I can see how this story ends. Before the book closes, I need to share something with those of you still in the middle chapters, because you're sleepwalking through the most precious thing you'll ever have. The illusion of endless tomorrows. You move through your days as if they're infinite, as though time is a renewable resource you can always get more of. You know, academically, that life ends. But you don't feel it. You don't wake up with that truth pressing against your chest. If you did, everything would be different. The woman who never danced. Let me tell you about Sarah. This was back in 1973. Sarah worked in the office next to mine. Brilliant woman. Quick wit. She had this laugh that could fill a room. We'd get coffee sometimes. She'd always talk about her dreams. After I make partner, she'd say, I'm going to take 6 months off. I'm going to travel through South America. I'm going to learn to dance tango in Buenos Aires. I'm going to actually live instead of just working. She had it all planned out. 5 years, maybe 7. Get to a certain salary level. Build up the savings. Then the real life would begin. Sarah collapsed at her desk on a Tuesday afternoon. Aneurysm. She was 38. I went to her memorial service. Her apartment was full of travel brochures. Argentina, Peru, Chile, all neatly organized in a folder labeled Someday. The cruelty wasn't that Sarah died young. The cruelty was that Sarah never let herself live. She treated her entire existence as a dress rehearsal for a show that never opened. Here's what broke me. I helped pack up her office. Her assistant had already rescheduled all her meetings. Her biggest client signed with another firm within a month. 2 years later, a new hire sat at her desk. No one mentioned her name anymore. The things you're carrying. Look at what you've surrounded yourself with. Mountains of possessions. Things you bought to fill some unnamed void. Objects you think will make you happy, successful, complete. I used to own 3 properties. Classic cars. Watches worth more than some people's homes. Original artwork on every wall. I thought it all meant something. Now I live in a 2-room apartment. I have photos of my late wife, Catherine. I have books I actually read. I have a chair by the window. That's it. And I'll tell you something with the clarity that only comes from standing at the exit. All that other stuff was just weight. Beautiful, expensive weight that I carried for no reason. I've attended 40, maybe 50 funerals in my life. Not once have I seen someone's possessions buried with them. Your children will donate most of what you owned. They'll sell the rest for whatever they can get. That investment piece you agonized over? Someone will buy it at an estate sale for $20. You're breaking yourself to acquire future garbage. You're missing dinners with people you love to pay for things that will outlive you by decades and mean nothing to anyone. The award that meant nothing. I won an Industry Achievement Award, major recognition, national stage. I remember standing in that hotel ballroom holding the crystal trophy, basking in applause from 500 people. I felt like I'd arrived, like I'd proven something essential about my worth. I drove home at midnight. Catherine was already asleep. Our daughter was at college. Our son had stopped calling regularly. I sat in my home office with that trophy and a glass of bourbon, and the silence was deafening. The people who clapped for me that night, they didn't know me. They celebrated what I could do for them, what I represented to their industry. They'd forget me as soon as the next winner was announced. Meanwhile, I'd missed my son's graduation to prepare for that acceptance speech. I'd canceled a weekend with Catherine to fly to preliminary meetings. I'd sacrificed moments I could never reclaim for recognition that evaporated the second I left the stage. That trophy is somewhere in storage. I couldn't tell you which unit, but I remember exactly how Catherine looked when I told her I had to miss our anniversary. That pain in her eyes? I carry that everywhere. Your job is not your identity. It's an exchange of time for money, and when you're gone, they'll replace you before your chair gets cold. The company will mourn for exactly as long as it takes to update the org chart. What actually remains? So if the career is hollow, and the possessions are meaningless, and the accolades fade, what's left? The only currency that matters: what you gave to other people. I don't sit here remembering quarterly earnings. I remember Catherine's hand in mine during our morning walks. I remember teaching my daughter to ride a bike. I remember a stranger I helped when his car broke down on a freezing night. I never saw him again, but I remember his relief. Those moments? That's the only real wealth. The love you offered, the time you shared, the connections you built. Everything else is smoke. Your new operating system. Here's how you live differently, starting now. First, release the fear of judgment. You don't take the leap because you're terrified of looking stupid. You don't start the project, don't make the move, don't say what you feel, because what will they think? I'll free you. No one is thinking about you. They're consumed with their own anxieties. You're the protagonist of your story alone. To everyone else, you're barely a side character. Their opinions will die with them. Stop letting phantom judgment control you. Second, live every experience as potentially your last. The Stoics had it right. Imagine each moment might be your final time doing it. One day you'll hug your parent for the last time. One day you'll laugh with your best friend for the last time. One day you'll watch a sunset for the last time. You don't know which day that is. When you remember this, you stop sleepwalking. You taste your food. You listen when people talk. You hold on a little longer. Third, use what you have. You still have your body. You still have your mind. You have the extraordinary gift of now, and you're wasting it on digital distractions and manufactured worries. Step outside. Feel the air. Call someone you miss. Apologize to someone you wronged, not because they deserve it, but because you don't have time to carry grudges anymore. The only certainty. We're all going to die. That's the one promise life keeps. But most people never truly live. They exist in waiting rooms, deferring joy until conditions are perfect. They play it safe, stay comfortable, and then disappear. Don't be Sarah, waiting for someday that never comes. Don't trade your irreplaceable present for an imaginary future. Say what needs saying. Take the trip. Make the call. Start the thing. Forgive the person. The hourglass is already running. You can hear it if you listen. What will you do? I'm tired now. My time is nearly up. But yours isn't. You still have today. You still have this moment. The question is, what will you do with it? Stop reading. Stop consuming. Stop preparing. Go call someone you love and tell them. Go start the project you've been delaying. Go forgive someone who hurt you. Go outside and feel the world on your skin. Do it now. Not tomorrow. Not when things settle down. Not when you're ready. Now. Because the clock is ticking, and it has never once stopped for anyone who asked. The life you're waiting to live is the one you're living right now. Make it count. What's the one thing you've been putting off that matters most? Do it today. Not tomorrow. Today. Then come back and tell me you did it, because accountability turns intention into action, your move.